1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you catch what I was just doing? This is not particularly for beginners or novices, intermediate students. This is pretty much for advanced students to black belt, if you will. The conditioning of the hand. This is just one methodology that I use, conditioning. All that simply means is I'm preparing my hand for a particular task, and that task would typically be striking another opponent, having the maximum amount of benefit after the strike. So optimum force and strength, as it were. And basically what I used was a building brick, a red brick. You can find almost anywhere. Make sure that you clean it off, from germs, bacteria, bugs, and things like that if you're bringing it from out of doors, inside, or you could even train with it outside. Solid mass, very formidable weapon if you ever have to use one or throw one at someone. But here's basically what I was doing in the early part of this videos. We want to use the fleshy part of the hand as much as possible in executing a pseudo or a knife hand, if you will, and even a palm strike, the fleshy part. And you want to do these exercises that you saw me doing, that I'm about to demonstrate again to you, hundreds of times. Again, hundreds of times, because it requires work if you want to benefit something that's going to benefit you. If you're going to benefit from something that's going to benefit you ultimately in a real combat situation or street fight. Okay, pseudo or knife hand. Here, this is moderate force. I'm sure you can see this and hear that. Palm strike. Here, still using the fleshy part of the hand. The back of the hand. I'm just using the right hand right now. Finger strikes. Here, moderate force. Your pseudo or reverse ridge hand, if you will. Here, this side of the hand. Strike. Moderate force. Again, you get a lot of people in the Western world that complain about things like this. But you have to embrace the spirit of Budo, or the spirit of martial arts science, understanding what your purpose is, your cause, you strike. And also to strengthen your fingers, you can hold the brick here for so many seconds. I typically do 10 seconds. Release, shake it out, switch hands, holding with my fingers, the thumb and the forefingers. About 10 seconds, release, and you switch to the other side. You do repetitions just like you would do push-ups or jumping jacks, things like that. And you hold it. And you shake it out again. These, again, are some advanced techniques for advanced members of the martial arts community. Now, again, I want to emphasize to you that you want to make sure that you practice these techniques hundreds of times. I tell my students a lot of times thousands of times, but I'm being nice to you today. I'm going to say at least start out hundreds of times practicing each respective technique on each hand, if you will, 100 times a piece. And you want to do this daily or every other day, it's okay as well. But the most important thing is that you do it. Now, I want to discourage you not to strike the brick as hard as you can. Many adepts of the martial arts over the years have damaged their nerves, broken bones, going above and beyond the call of duty, so to speak. We have to take our time, and we have to trust, over a period of time, we will develop the skills that we're striving for, and stop trying to speed that process up. It's not going to get here any faster, okay? Make sure that you take your time. Again, do not hit as hard as you can, because you have joints. And the force is not going through the object, then the force is coming back into you, who is the deliverer of the strike. So in other words, if I take this brick, if I don't transfer energy through this brick and break this brick, whereby that force is going through the brick, this is called recoil. So if I strike this brick as hard as I can, the force has to go somewhere. So it's going to go back to its point of origin, my shoulder, my elbow, and my wrist, causing possibly nerve damage somewhere down the road as I got older, and especially you two if you're young in the martial arts. But anyway, those are Brother Teacher's tips today on advanced training as far as conditioning the hands. I'll give you some more in the next video.